And Tell with me, your host, Jamie Kirby. I'm so glad you're here. I spent the last hour and a half this morning just sort of getting the studio ready, and it's not much different. But now we have white curtains covering the gray curtains, which I think is a big improvement. However, my computer and my phone keeps color correcting and doing a white balance that I don't approve of. And that's just the way it is, I guess, until I get better equipment, which I will get eventually. This morning, I'm doing peppermint tea again because even though I was up early today, woke up all by myself, did not need the alarm, and I've been up getting, you know, changing everything. And we've probably moved the dial like a tenth of a hair of improvement, but that's I that's show business, I guess. That's podcasting. All right. The question. So, what are we going to talk about today? Now, like I said, uh so obviously I'm kind of a person that's, I look at tarot cards and oracle cards. I'm not like my house doesn't smell like incense or anything. In fact, I really don't like incense. There are lots of things that I probably don't match up with the stereotypical person that you might think of when you're thinking of tarot cards. And but that's why I think it's fun because it's like, I might be a little bit on the vanilla side of things, but I have curiosity, like I have a lot of interest in a lot of different things. And I think that's good. So I'm thinking that I think we should do another tarot pull from this Over the Garden Wall deck today because can you believe it? It's October 28th. I can't believe it. There's something about working full time where your life just sort of disappears into oblivion and you don't even realize it. Like in a couple weeks, I'll be like, oh my gosh, people are coming over next week for Thanksgiving. Actually, I might not host this year. So that would be interesting if I've hosted the last couple of years, which was fun. Somebody at work told me yesterday that I'm a control freak because, all right, here's the thing. I don't think I'm a control freak in many things, but in some things, I think she's not wrong. So here's my thing. So with Thanksgiving, I know that the most loving and kind thing to do is to invite everybody and everyone's cooking is welcome and per you know it's perfect to just be yourself and come and bring the food. Here's the thing. I am a little bit of a food snob, and so often when I create the Thanksgiving meal or the stuffing or whatever, it all goes together because I want it to be beautiful and I want one flavor to kind of melt into the next and then you take this bite and then you take this bite and it keeps getting exciting with each part, right? But then sometimes when we have other people over and they're like, "Oh, can I bring something?" I'm often like, you can bring rolls or you can bring a salad if you want." But for me, it's like I have this usually I start with stuffing, okay? The stuffing that sounds interesting to me that year, that's the one that I start with. Like that's the palette I start with because then once you have the stuffing, then you can build off of the flavors, right? So I might not want, like, if let's say it's a cranberry cornbread stuffing, okay? Well, the cranberry sauce is going to be important. Then from there, it might need, like, we might wanna do a cranberry glaze on the turkey, or we might wanna do, um, I don't know, we might it all balances together, but there's sometimes when you add something, it puts a wrench in the direction that the meal is going. So, I yeah. So yesterday I was accused of being a control freak, and it's like, I mean, I think it's wonderful if everybody brings stuff together, but sometimes, I don't know, the meal tastes better if there's sort of art direction, which means then I need to tell people what to bring and what recipe to use, and I don't wanna do that, so I usually, I mean, because that's that's really rude. "Here, bring this, I would love it if you brought mashed potatoes, but can you follow this recipe?" Kinda rude, and according to many, so anyway, um, and plus it's everyone's holiday. So the way around that is what I used to do is when my first husband and I were married, he was a pilot, and so he often, when he was a new pilot, it was difficult for him to bid Thanksgiving off and to get those days off. And so he would just bid the week before Thanksgiving. So every Thursday before Thanksgiving, that was when our Thanksgiving meal was. And it wasn't with family, we would invite friends over. And so the great thing about that is that I got to just make a meal. It was like a Thanksgiving meal, but it wasn't their Thanksgiving meal. It wasn't their holiday. It was just they were coming over for ours. And so I was able to have sort of free reign to kind of construct and design a meal that I thought would be delicious. And so it was fun, and it didn't step on anyone's toes, and it didn't make anyone feel like their recipe might not be good or something like that, because we were just doing all the recipe. Like, we just did it all, and, I don't know, it's like that's my hot take. I don't know. You can let me know if you think that's controlling or something, but I don't know. It's I don't do it every year. Maybe that helps. Okay. So the last time we did these, I'm going to show you these cards again. Let's see. We had last time we did these over the garden wall cards, we had temperance. I think was that one? I can't remember which position they were in. I should go back. And then we had judgment. And then okay, check this out. See? It changes. Do you see how once I put that up, the computer is trying to change my white balance, and I'm like, enough is enough. Because when I put that up, everything in the background turns blue. But when I go like that, the whole image is warm again. Let's see. I don't think that was. Oh, we did. It was Ace of Wands. Okay. Now, I feel like we should be talking more, but yesterday I kind of ran out of time when we were doing the oracle reading. So I want to make sure we have plenty of time for that today. So, um we're going to do well, okay. First of all, if you like Over the Garden Wall, please let me know in the comments, and we'll talk about that. Tell me which is your favorite episode in Over the Garden Wall. I think mine is probably when Greg goes Greg is at school and he's singing Potatoes and Molasses, which I mentioned yesterday too. It's so cute. It's a perfect show to have on. Well, it's perfect. You kind of have to watch it. fully, because it is weird. So if you watch it fully engaged, then you'll get the weird and you'll get the funny. And the little boy that plays Greg has the cutest voice. Plus, it's the older brother is played by Elijah Wood, which is so fun because he's just, I don't know. Of course, you want Elijah Wood. He's a hobbit. He's the hobbit. Well, not, I guess he's not technically the hobbit in the book The Hobbit, but he's the most famous hobbit. And then he's playing this character that's insecure and great. And it's just a very funny, quirky, like animated movie. And normally I'm not into a lot of animation, but Over the Garden Wall is like absolutely delicious. And so if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend watching it. Fully engaging. It might not be your taste. It has a very specific kind of flair to it. So watch it, see if you like it. And then if you do like it, it's just a great show to have on in the background when you're answering the door on Halloween. Okay, I'm going to ask this tarot. We're gonna ask. I'm gonna close my eyes, and I don't see anyone in the chat. Of course, if you oh my gosh, I have to finish this soon because I only have 20% battery on my phone. Okay. And that's the lens I'm using to record. So let me just get quiet and ask the question. Feel out what the question is that I should be asking. I'm just breathing into it. Okay. Please, the question I'm getting is please show me how to get more clarity on the question I've been asking for a long time. So shuffling and being aware that my phone might die at any moment. Please show me the clarity about the question I've been asking for some time now. So if this card reading finds you today and that's your question, then this answer is meant for you no matter when I've recorded this. It all applies. And take that as you will. So maybe it's meant for you. Maybe it's meant for you to see kind of in the way the Oracle talks to Neo in the Matrix. Maybe I'm meant to show you something for you to reject so that you can more clearly hear what your higher mind is trying to tell you. So, all right. So I'm going to draw there. So we have Ace of Cups for present moment. Okay. And then for this little frog family, that is the roots. And I believe, that's Four of Wands. Okay. That's what I thought it was. I thought the Four of Wands looked different in this deck. And then this one is the Six of Pentacles. That's interesting. I almost never pull Six of Pentacles. So for clarity on these, I'm going to get out my... All right. I'm going to get out my coloring book guide. All right. So Ace of Cups. We're going to go quickly because I'm running out of juice here. Okay. So that's what the normal Rider-Waite looks like. Okay. And it says, this card is a good omen to see in a reading, especially regarding matters of love. Ooh, so if you're needing clarity on love, then this is for you. So the hand offers an overflowing cup, a symbolic gesture of giving with an open heart. Are you ready to give as well as receive? This can be the start of an important relationship or a proposal. It can symbolize physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. Cups can also be attributed to creativity, so this card could indicate a new creative project. The dove and wafer represent spirituality, rebirth, renewal, and emotional rebooting, nourishing the emotional and spiritual body, flowing into something beautiful and new. Okay. So now, Four of Wands, that is like the home card. That's what I think of. And celebration. Okay. So celebrate good. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to read this. The festive Four of Wands is a party card. After a hard day's work, it's time to play and celebrate. Kick back and enjoy your rewards. Okay. So I guess it's not the home card. Maybe that's the one with the arch. Like I said, I'm learning. I'm not an expert on tarot. I'm just practicing, and you guys are my guinea pigs. You've crossed the finish. Okay, wait. Kick back and enjoy your rewards. You've crossed the finish line and can claim your reward at last. In a question about love, this card can indicate a stable, committed relationship. Okay, see those two cute little frogs? I think those guys are in episode 7 of Over the Garden Wall. Each episode is like 10 or 11 minutes, so it's really low impact. Okay. Now, last one for okay, so this is present moment. So, for clarity's sake, this is like love. This card is also like emotional. Maybe you're going on a new emotional spiritual journey. This one means that it's a root card. So maybe this is the root is that you've been desiring love for a long time. You've been desiring a stable, committed relationship. And you're just ready to like be and lean into the happy, joyful parts of life that you've been desiring. So it's like what I was saying yesterday. Imagine that everything's now. You might be still looking around outside of you for something. And I know that sounds like obviously that guy, my lover's not in my bed with me. So it has to be outside of me. But just usually the answer is turning inward. Usually the answer, like in love, of course, I'm sure you've heard this, but the idea is that you become the best version of yourself that you want to be. And when you become that version, so that you're standing whole on your own, you love yourself, you respect yourself, you do what you need for you. And that sounds I'm going to try not to edit too much. I'm just going to say what seems to come because maybe it's meant for you. So when you become that whole person and you truly love and respect yourself, respect your own boundaries, like you don't abandon yourself and you are there for you, then you can invite in, then you just automatically are inviting in the kind of person that will treat you that way and will mirror back to you who you are and the best parts of you that you love. Okay. I'm just going to say that. We can talk more about love and relationships in the future. But okay. Last one is 6 of Pentacles. I'm just curious. How long have I been talking? Oh, we've only been on for 20 minutes. Okay. So 6 of Pentacles. This is your invitation for next steps. Okay. And there's that weird looking guy. I think he's a potato guy. He might be in episode 3, I think. I don't know. That's probably my least favorite episode. Remember the troubled times vibe from the last cut? Okay. So This is the next one in the series, like after Five of Pentacles. And Five of Pentacles is usually depicted as someone who looks poor and beaten down by life. And he's standing outside of a church looking in. It's two people. So he's been through the mill. She's been through the mill, and they're standing outside of like a stained glass window. And so you can interpret this as, I mean, many people think of it as the money, like being on hard times, like you don't have the money that you need. And then, you know, like it's the lack card. I think of it that way. And so Six of Pentacles, you're breaking through a little bit. So there's an improvement over feeling lack and feeling left out. So this says, it seems as if the beggars in the Six of Pentacles are finally ready to ask for and receive help. This card can also represent an act of kindness or mercy, doing the right thing. If you view it from the perspective of the needy people, it can be interpreted as ain't too proud to beg. Okay, this is this person, Teresa Reed's interpretation. Okay, good money karma coming back around. So let's say you've been feeling, Pentacles doesn't always have to do with money. So, and many people don't choose to see it through that lens at all. But if you think of it like, maybe if I think of it more as like the lack and abundance card. So usually there's some kind of worldly abundance indicated there. So if you're needing, if you're realizing you need more money, or you're hold on a second. It's awesome. I have a kid that always does the dishes, but she's doing them right now and it was loud. So, okay, so the pentacles, I see it as a lot of times we think we're in lack, but we're just not seeing. Like, okay. That's why she says maybe you're ready to receive help or whatever. But like in this card, the Five of Pentacles, like there's somebody in that church that would probably give them food or money. Or they may think that they don't belong in a warm place. Somehow, like it's right there. Now, some people may interpret this as, well, they don't want us there because I'm not good enough to be in the church, or I have terrible clothes and so they cast me out because I was poor. Now, you can interpret it any way you want. That's every person's prerogative. And that's what's so fun about the tarot, is that you can see it in all different ways. But the way I interpret it as is, a lot of times I think that I'm left out of the church, right? Or like I think that I don't have enough, or I often find myself in a lack mindset. And it can be, I think it can come from childhood or whatever. These things, we have beliefs that are put on us, or a lot of times we fear money, or we fear to have abundance, or whatever you wish to call it, or wealth. I mean, sometimes the word wealth kind of it doesn't sit right with me. And there now that's an indication. Now I can say, "Oh, okay. Well, if the word wealth doesn't sit well with me, that's probably something to unpack." So, 6 of Pentacles is exciting because it means that you're taking steps towards now allowing in the abundance that you ask for. And I think the best way to do that, so allowing, receiving, similar words. And Joe Dispenza says that the um the most ooh, how does he say it? The truest form of receivership is gratitude. So when you have gratitude or appreciation, sometimes gratitude gives you a negative vibe on the back end, like, "Oh, I'm so grateful for this because it means that I haven't been having what I needed for so long." So that can kind of be a muddier vibe or like a muddier energy. However, I think sometimes if we've been feeling like we're in lack for so long, sometimes that's the bridge. So to go from I'm so grateful that I do have running water. I'm so grateful that I have heat. I'm grateful that I have I may be living month to month, but at least I'm living month to month and I'm still in my house or I'm still, you know, gratitude could be a really good spot to be in to bridge that gap between gratitude and just sheer appreciation and joy. Appreciation and joy is a little bit more of a clean energy, if you will. Okay, so to clarify this, we'll do one clarifying card. Okay. Okay. If you've seen Over the Garden Wall, we've got King of Cups with Jason Funderburker, and he's the man, as you know. So, King of Cups is a great card because it's so to clarify these. Whoops. Okay. To clarify, wait a second. Yeah. To clarify this spread, because first we have the Ace of Cups. So we're standing in a place of like right now, we're standing in a place of curiosity about improving our spiritual life and improving who we are as a person. And I think that this is actually a great place to be when inviting in love because it's an invitation to turn inward and to really know who you are. And when you know and love who you are, then you can't help but attract kind, loving people who will reflect back to you what you already know about yourself. Okay. So then, and it comes from this desire to have love. And like, so think of this as love of, you know, love is on its way. And also, love is already there. You don't have to go looking for love, it's already within you. And just focus. It's an invitation to focus on loving yourself. And that is the most amazing journey. And I love what Abraham Hicks says. You, she's like, why do we want love? Well, we want love so that somebody will be nice to us, right? So it's a nice idea. We want people to be nice to us. So she's like, why can't we be nice to ourselves? So start with yourself. This is a wonderful love affair. And when you love yourself, you just start attracting. You just start attracting the person that's going to love you. And then the next steps. So this is your invitation for next steps. So the way I see this is let this be an invitation to stop saying you don't have what you want. Like, stop saying that everyone else is in the church warm and with their families, but that you're not. Stop thinking that people are leaving you out. The doors to that church are always open. Now, I'm not talking about religion, okay? Because Religion is a whole other thing. But just symbolically, no one's keeping you away from love. The only thing keeping you away from love is you not loving yourself enough. Okay? So that's my interpretation of that. And then with Jason Funderburker, you have this is to clarify it all. And like, so King of Cups means that you, and we've had a couple of cups. So we have this cups too. When you're on this spiritual journey of loving yourself, then King of Cups, that's the ultimate kind of emotional card, because that means that as you share your love and as you share love, it's you don't you're not depleted by sharing the love. And the way I see this is now Jason Funderburker is a little bit of a different story, and you'll see if when you watch the movie or watch the show. But the way I see this is if when you are loving people and loving others, sometimes it can be difficult because the people in your orbit are not really necessarily acting lovable. But the trick is to see this more as an opportunity to like let me start over. Okay. So the King of Cups means it's an opportunity for you to look at love a little bit differently rather than you going around to love. And love is action, and there are all sorts of actions you can take in the name of love or being a loving person, and kindness is certainly a part of that. But it's also an invitation to remember that if you just stand, if you hold your ground and stand in the feeling of love, and you become love, and in that way connect in the deepest way to to creation or to God, when you are love, because love surrounds you, it's within you, you are a part of that love. And when you acknowledge who you are, because you are a child of God, you are an extension of creation, an extension of the universe. When you sit in that energy that you are love, then no action, no service, no person begging for your time and your energy, none of that will deplete you, because you are completely tapped in to source or to God or creation. And then that becomes the energy that can't be depleted. Okay. So I'm going to start putting these, like, I will put up a picture in the community section, the community tab of Tea and Tell. And thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to go, this is a shorter episode, but that's okay. As you come more and we have more and more to talk about, I'm eager to talk to you and get to know you. And I'm also eager to have people on the show. I am a licensed, well, not licensed, gosh. I am a certified laser coach, and that means I know I am a coach, but I can coach you in 20 minutes. So if you ever are interested, we'll have you on. We'll do a little coaching session, and we'll do our tarot card or oracle reading together. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you tomorrow. And yeah. So okay. And let's just see. Tomorrow at 8 should be the time, but I will put that up on the community tab as soon as we know the schedule for tomorrow. Okay. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.